Welcome to my reading. Welcome to my video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mimi. And I'm gonna do this reading. I'm not sure what's gonna come through, but I wasn't gonna do this reading right now. I was honestly gonna do it way later, but it's about to hit midnight and I'm about to go work. I have to go work. I have to do another live stream somewhere else. But before I get on started with that, I wanted to tap in and see what's going on. So, God forbid, give me a second, y'all. Sorry, 1 second, y'all. Where is it? Okay, there it is. So I saw a bug fly in, and oh my God, y'all, give me a second. Sorry. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Okay, sorry, bug. There you are. Okay, it's dead. Okay, y'all, that was funny as shit. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I saw a bug fly in and I wasn't sure what it was, so I was like, I'm gonna wait until later to see what it is. And now I saw it, and God forbid, whatever the fuck that was, it's kind of like a roach, but yeah. I don't fuck with that. I don't like bugs in my apartment, so I always I don't like it when they come in. I don't know what the fuck that is. I immediately saw that shit. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I was funny as fuck. Here, let me grab this. So we're gonna start with the soul's journey. Definitely starting soul's journey, and we're gonna see what this is about, because the last reading I was watching from this reader, y'all, I can't stand it when readers play this fucking game of they always do this thing where they read somebody else's energy. They be like, oh, what they want, what they don't want, what they like, what they don't like, where their trauma is from, how they are. And they just take all that information and act like the collective is supposed to give a shit, give a fuck, or as if we're connected to any of it. So I don't know, I don't get it. And I'm tired of them being like, oh, someone is in your energy and let's read their energy because they're in your energy, but their presence is not in your energy. And so they act like they're supposed to be in there. Love coming through first. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. So there's love here. Okay, there's commitment here. There's trust, honesty, development here. Okay, there's blame here. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay, so let's see what this blame is about. Obviously, a negative energy. Before I even get started with work, I want to clear out any negative energy and negative perspectives. There's empathy right here. Okay, so some people may try to take advantage of your empathy. Or maybe you feel like, I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like somebody wants you to feel, somebody may want you to feel like you are taking on the empathetic responsibility of other people's shame or blame or commitments. Okay, maybe they're trying to make you alchemize their stuff, but it doesn't really matter what they want. It just says here that there's definitely someone blaming you for something that isn't your responsibility. Okay. All right, adversity. Yep, that's what it is. They're definitely doing this in order to commit to this adversity. Okay, they're trying to commit to some sort of adversary, or they're trying to act like there's some sort of adversary in your life. Okay, so be aware of individuals or people that try to act like you are or that there is some sort of adversary in your life. So I feel like one rule that I love to have in my life is that thou shalt not have any enemies. All right, thou shalt have no enemies. The only real enemy that I would have to act like is my enemy is Satan himself. So that is an enemy, but it's an enemy of God, and so thus my enemy as well, right? But at the end of the day, that's their issue. That's Satan's problem. And see how that's not my problem, that's Satan's problem, and I don't have to bear the responsibility of having him as an enemy because that's his problem. He shouldn't have done that to himself. He shouldn't have become his own enemy. He shouldn't have done what the fuck he did and been raping angels out here and raping human beings out here when he was an angel. Maybe then he wouldn't have fallen. You know what I mean? Maybe he hadn't have, if he didn't tempt Eve and Eve didn't fall for that trap that he set up for her, then maybe none of this would have happened. So clearly it's not our problem, it's his problem. That's an example of what I'm communicating about, is what I'm talking about. So people can't just act like they're an adversary in your life because they've made themselves to be a problem in their own life. Okay, growth, and that's really the simulation of growth here. Okay, people can be the problem issue in their life, and they don't have to be your problem at the same time. So what else is here, Holy Spirit? Thank you, Spirit guides, and angels and ancestors. What else is here? Okay, worry. So there's some energies that try to make you either physically ill. Okay, this is how it is. There's some energies of trying to make you in the collective physically ill. Okay, so that's another adversary. So some people or some individuals feel like in order for you to grow in something that you would have to be worse off than you already are currently. So they make you feel like, they try to make you feel like you have to feel some sort of remorse, okay, in order to grow. Okay, that's what it is. So some people may try to make you feel sorry for something by trying to make you fall into some sort of trap. Okay, so then you would have to feel some semblance of remorse for something, because that way then you would be able to relate to them and their growth on what they feel is growth, but it's not really growth. It's decomposition and decomposition. Basically, they're trying to act as if the process of decomposition is the process of growth, when that's death and not life. Okay, so do not worship decomposition, and don't listen to these motherfuckers that care only about decomposition. Okay, right? Surrender. Surrender is here with humor, right? So that's it. So basically, this is lighthearted energy. All right, it is lighthearted for you to see things from a higher perspective. It is lighthearted for you to, be aware of love, companionship, and relationships when it comes to growth. Like, I'd rather relate to someone based off of our strengths, right? So me and my friend, we do like similar jobs and such like that. I often talk about like, oh, all right, I have to make so and so tonight, like, and they're like, yeah, for real. But we're communicating based off of the growth that we can like basically bounce off of each other. So I relate to her in the aspect of like, oh, we grow together, we show out together, and we become better versions of ourselves every day, right? Even though we had not been that way in the past, now we are that way and we're growing, right? Instead of it being like, oh, we're having to feel the pain of being in the same job together. Like, that's not relating. We're not relating on that aspect. Like, I love my job. I think she enjoys it too as a hobby. So at the same time, we're growing in that companionship, right? Happiness. There is happiness here without that worry. Okay, without trying to control an outcome of a situation, because I'm learning the worry doesn't change the outcome. With discipline in here, it is really about understanding that there is certain circumstances that you cannot control. And instead of trying to control that, you can communicate about the adversary within that aspect of the outcome that you may or may not choose to develop, right? So it's about development of an outcome and the control that an outcome may possibly have. So what is this about developing an outcome? Developing an outcome and trying to control it. So someone may try to control an outcome that you're developing. Okay, so for example, if you're trying to hit a specific goal and it hasn't been working out, and you've been trying to understand why it wasn't working out, even though you've been trying to develop it for years to come, right? Let's say there's a specific goal that you've just definitely been working towards, and every time you're about to hit it, something goes awry, something goes wrong, and you're trying to figure it out. I feel like there's two ways about it. There might be someone trying to control this outcome for you, and or there's someone that wants, or there's you that is learning to take responsibility of an outcome without necessarily you developing it to its full potential. I feel like you're trying to take responsibility for an outcome, like a claim, but for you to be able to take responsibility for that outcome, you have to develop that outcome to be the way that it is. And someone may be trying to perceive that as a control tactic, like you are somehow controlling an outcome to be the way that it is, when in fact that you are developing that outcome through your manifestations. So someone is perceiving something as control, whereas you are actually yielding that as a reward. Okay, so someone might be trying to project some sort of irresponsibility or recklessness onto development of an outcome or a yield, okay, or a result of a yielding. All right, abundance is here with pride. As I said, someone wants to act like, someone wants to, like, almost this like a curse energy. Someone wants to shame your development, whether it be the way that you grew to be developed or the way that you do develop. Okay, it's kind of like there's multiple ways to shoot a gun kind of energy or scenario, and someone wants to act like someone wants to act like you being aware of like most of the ways that you could possibly shoot a gun means that you somehow like, this is what I'm saying here. There's no reason, there's no like shame about knowing that. There's no like recklessness, irresponsibility. It's a very abundant thing to like be aware of, for example. But someone wants to like throw their insecurities upon it. Someone wants to throw like their issues, problems, trauma upon what you're developing, like as if that you have anything to do with them type energy. It's really annoying. It is a hindrance here, and I rebuke that pride. Yeah, look, denial. They want to act like, see, this is what I'm trying to say here. Who gives a fuck about what they want and how they want to act? Let's talk about how they're really showing out here, right here, and how their ass is showing. So that person is denying, whoever they are is denying that they're doing this. That energy is trying to deny that they're doing this. That person or energy or whatever the fuck is trying to deny that they're acting in this way, or they're trying to throw this like tantrum upon what your abundance is and the way that you develop yourself. It could be that you're developing your style. It could be that you're developing your wisdom. It could be that you're developing your skill set. It could be anything that you're developing. You could be developing a fucking picture. You could be literally just developing. Maybe you're developing a child, like, right? A child is being developed inside your belly or something like that, right? That person just is not just. That person only wants to, like, see, they are choosing to portray themselves as an important figure in your life. That is how they're coming through across, right? They're trying to project upon you whatever kind of illness that they are in, so that they can also relate to the development process that you are attaining or yielding through, right? This is because they're acting as if they are in relation to who you are as a person. So they're trying to make others perceive them as a part of your process, as a part of your development stage. They are acting as if that they have some sort of claim or authority over who you are, what you do, and how things come out in your life. In reality, you possibly don't know this energy. You possibly don't know who they are. It's probably like some sort of entity connected to something else, or possibly like, because entity could mean business structure. It could mean an entire company out here, right? And it's like, it might just be some sort of like, I'm not sure. Yeah, death. Like I said, it's decomposition. It's something about that energy. There's something about what it is that they're trying to do, what it is that they are attempting on accomplishing, that is bringing out for them death and decomposition. That's the only thing that they're salvaging off of what it is that they're manifesting in their life. So that's the only thing that they feel that they can worship, because that's the only thing that exists for them is death, and that's it. See, relationship, they want to relate to people, or see, they are acting like other people relate to them by way of trauma, like, but that's not how it works. So people don't relate to them. Yeah, they're finding themselves more and more purposeless. Like, more and more people are realizing that whatever it is that they are, or whatever it is that they're doing, or whatever even it is that I'm saying about them is purposeless. Quite literally, there's nothing about that energy that has to come to our recognition. They are attempting to siphon recognition from the collective, and that's what we are closing out the cycle on at this current moment. I put up boundaries upon anything attempting to siphon my recognition. I put up boundaries upon anything attempting to siphon my recognition. I put up boundaries upon anything that's attempting to siphon my recognition. All my recognition goes to God. All my glory goes to God. All glory goes to God. All praise goes to Allah. Bismillah. That's it. That's literally it. And they can't endure that. Okay, see, imagination, worry. You see what I'm saying? I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. So really, it's inside some sort of, look, fear in reverse, forgiveness and discipline. Okay, so really, it's that they were attempting to trigger some sort of fear, or there was some sort of fear that people felt like it was supposed to be triggered. Like, people felt like some sort of fear was supposed to be triggered when it comes to accepting, or being accepting, or being an accepting person, being a wholesome, integral, truthful, honest person. Some people just felt like, that some, as if that people had to be afraid of that, like so possibly there are individuals who are against the collective, that are afraid of being accepting individuals, or being afraid of being disciplined, accepting, forgiving, loving individuals, being merciful, okay? Accepting mercy, being merciful, okay? And because they are that way, they feel like they have to project onto others in the collective their bullshit. But that's because like I said, they are trying to siphon recognition. So what we actually are recognizing is self-esteem in the collective, to empathize with energies that are still in shame and doubt and regret. Okay, this is due to freedom. Okay, this is free will, people's free will. People are empathizing with individuals who are, ashamed of themselves, or in regret of something, or have done something. And I feel like that's just humanity. Okay, I feel like the strength of the collective is being recognized as it provided to by God. Utilizing free will. Okay, there are human beings who aren't afraid to be human, who aren't afraid of being humanized in a situation. Okay, there are human beings who aren't afraid of humanizing demons as well. That's something else, like completely not like making naturalizing some sort of spectrum of darkness that they feel like would help them for their own development and growth, honestly. But that's on their soul's journey. That's something that I don't know who these people are and what they do with their lives, but that's what it is, okay? Because the recognition that we're receiving at this moment only has to do with the strength of our freedom and our capacity to accept trust, you see, and our capacity to accept trust. Okay, these individuals are guilty for being, what'd you call it? They are unrecognizable. Maybe that's what it is as well. They've been seen as unrecognizable, aka unfamiliar, non-familiar. They're not our friends. They're not our family members. They're not our people. They're not a part of our collective. They're just not our people. Okay. And because they're unrecognizable and they're not our people, they can't collect any or a mercy from God. They can't collect any yield from any achievements, because they hadn't earned any of that, because it isn't a part of who they are, and it isn't a part of what they've done, because that's not anything that is worth anything. Simply as that. Okay. I think that's about it from the Soul's Journey deck. Okay. Yeah, Judgment is here. And let's keep on going before let's finish up this reading. Okay, let's go with tarot. So Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Holy Beings, Heavenly Father, what's going on right now? So Two of Cups, finally, Two of Cups coming out first. So this is that humanitarian, humanity energy also. That's that companionship energy. Okay, when it comes to familiarity, companionship, give and take, sharing, equalization, basically equality. Completion. There we go. That's it. So there's some sort of serenity being seen. Oh my gosh, something isn't pure, or something isn't being purified. What is that? What is that isn't being purified? Or is there maybe a Sagittarius, that a vessel, a body? Okay, what is that? What body isn't being purified? Oh my gosh, look at that. And then fallen, definitely devil energy. Tower, devil energy, Scorpio energy. What is that devil energy? Capricorn energy. What is that devil energy? Because it was coming out Temperance in reverse. What is that? Oh my goodness. What is this? Oh, thank God. Because I thought they were trying to say that my body wasn't being purified. I was about to cry. I was getting kind of worried. Maybe that's what it is. You see, worry and fear, adversary. Not them thinking that it was going to affect my faith. How is it going to be relating to faith? That's my thing, because I'm not putting those two together. How is it that what it is that they were doing was supposed to affect my faith when it wasn't supposed to affect my faith from the get-go? Like, it's like they're not understanding the logic. If it's not going to affect my faith, it's because it's not supposed to. But they're doing it anyway because they think it's going to affect my faith. Because according to them, they're trying to make it seem as if it's supposed to affect my faith. But it's not supposed to. That's the whole point of why my faith was built the way that it is. My faith was built by God. I don't know. I only had to work 20% of the way for my faith, because my faith was already built by God. Like, I really didn't even have to put that much effort into it. It was my belief system, not even my belief system, but my spiritual foundation, which isn't necessarily faith, that had to be built primarily by me, because it was something that I was going to stand on and not God. You know what I mean? Because God doesn't have to stand upon my faith. That's ridiculous. I mean, well, it's up to God at the end of the day, right? If God chooses to stand upon my faith one day, then I believe in God. I believe that, Allah would build a strong foundation for him to stand upon, as much as he would build a strong enough foundation for me to stand upon as well. Like, that's what I'm saying here. So there's nothing to feel faithless about. So they may possibly, so this Page of Cups with this Knight of Swords, it's like a false message. It's like a bad message or a bad news or something like that. What's this Page of Cups? Yeah, like some sort of iniquity, some sort of iniquity. Like, they wanted me to feel upset about iniquities and sins and shit like that. Like, they wanted me to feel like it really is coming from a place of adversity. And they didn't want me, okay, so this is what they didn't want. Once again, see what I'm saying? They're making it seem like the only way that we could have been able to read this energy is if they existed. But let's remove them completely from this reading and let's see what's really here. Cycle complete. There's a message here of secure foundation, strong fundamental reasoning, and here built by oneself, right? One person built all this stuff for themselves and was able to complete a cycle. That's what's really going on here. Okay, one person was able to manifest for themselves a semblance of security that they were able to accomplish by protecting their heart and protecting their peace. They didn't have to spy on people. See what I'm saying? They didn't have to acknowledge somebody else's strength for them to move forward, period. Anything else? No, that's it. Collective, you didn't have to acknowledge somebody else's strength for you to move forward in your own power. Collective, you didn't have to bow down to anyone for you to be able to be the strong person that you are. Collective, period. Anything else? Anything else about the collective here, Holy Spirit? Anything else? Look, Fool sideways. It's like, what's this Fool sideways? Page of Pentacles. There's prospects. Yeah, there's prospects that would have to require recognition. There's prospects in life, opportunities in life where recognition is required. And since that recognition is required, we as a collective build for ourselves that recognition. In order to recognize something, that it has to be recognizable through relation. So basically, we had to build human relationships. Basically. So collective, you possibly had to build human on human relationships in order for you to build recognition and prospects in life, for you to take upon opportunities to freedom and liberation, personal liberation and freedom, right? And that's it. And then there are all these individuals and all these people who God is watching, right? God is watching all these people who are trying to run away from responsibilities, run away from identifying, narcissism, from identifying how they've been so narcissistic as to ignore people that are quite literally not suffering by their hand, that they are the only ones suffering by their own hand. And that's it. There's nothing else to communicate here about when they, like, we don't have to talk about these individuals and what they go through and what it is that they want and what they like. We don't have to do any of that. Literally, that's what it is. That is the problem. That is the issue. That is the lying and the cheating and the stealing and all that bullshit. These individuals who read that energy act like it's them, it's their fault. How is it their fault that they're going through shit and you're the one complaining about it? Let's talk about that, collective. How is it these tarot readers, all they can do is complain about other people ruining shit for themselves when they are the ones doing the same thing that they're talking about other people are doing? And they're trying to act like somehow they can relate to those people or those people can relate to them. And they're acting like, oh, that's darkness and we have to now sit there and figure out how to balance that. Fuck that. Fuck them. I'm done with that shit. Not that I ever started that shit. I'm trying to say I'm done listening, hearing, visualizing, seeing, or witnessing that shit. Okay? I'm tired of these readers acting like, y'all don't even get it. I'm tired of them bringing it to me like it's an issue that we're having as a collective when it's a personal issue that they're having with themselves. I'm tired of it. How is the collective is going to sit here now and start trying to, am I going through issues with my boss or my family members? Oh, is it my new friend? Is it my old friend? Is it my old, every time? Nah, like we can't have friends, family members. Oh, when we're isolated, it's because it's bad. When we have friends and family members, when we're partying, it's because it's bad. Like everything is because it's bad. All the time, bad, 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 evil, evil, evil. And then they want to sit there and act like they're giving advice. No fucking advice from these bitches. There's no real advice from these bitches. I'm tired of it. Whatever it is, kind of investments that you put in, it hadn't given you the same kind of result that they got when they invested in their own fucking opportunities. Okay, when they invested in opportunities, it wasn't even in their own opportunities they were investing in. They were investing in opportunities that were going to harm themselves, because that's how stupid they were. Okay, you collective, whenever you invested yourself in any kind of opportunities, it was to benefit your foundational growth. At the end of the day, it was going to bring strength to your humanity. At the end of the day, it was going to make you a stronger human being that would be closer to God at the end of the day, empathetically, spiritually, and mentally. Regardless, all these like, what you call it, all these investments that you made in, especially in the honor of God, in God's honor, in God's glory, in God's name, right? Every investment that you made definitely did go to God and then had returned to you by yield 10 times fold, if not 20 times fold, if not 10,000 times fold. If anything, it's in heaven waiting for you while you get yourself ready to get there vibrationally, period. There's no slow action stagnation here that would stop love and family and hope from reaching God that you sent. Okay, there's no amount of pain that they go through that would stop you from accumulating success with God, period. I don't understand where these people are finding themselves lost and confused in other people's delusion and other people's la la land. Like, it's actually insane. See this Five of Swords here? That's not something that someone with the Knight of Wands would go through. Okay, let's say you're making fast action, fast movement, sending fast messages, or not sending any messages at all, just quickly doing what it is that you want to do. Okay, it isn't being seen as inappropriate. Okay, it's very much being seen as something that you are created to do, something that you've been made to do. Okay, whereas these individuals, all they can sit there and is sit and be judged. That's all they could do, is sit and be judged. That's all they can do. You have to understand. See this kind of Eight of Swords? You didn't have to be trapped in no spiritual jail, spiritual commitment, karmic event, or nothing like that, because you had already invested in a strong foundation. Like I said, you already built for yourself the strength to accommodate for the humanity that you were resulted in. Okay? They hadn't done that because they were too focused on trying to take away and siphon from your power and energy and happiness and hope, and trying to make it seem as if you are the one that is sitting there being hopeless, when it's them being hopeless and them trying to project onto your happiness some sort of narcissism, as if that if you were being happy, that it was narcissistic for you to disacknowledge them. I completely disacknowledge them. Okay, so I'm happy. Even if I'm sad, I'll still completely disacknowledge them. And that's the reality. They can't accept the fact that since they're narcissistic, we disacknowledge them. Since they've fallen as angels, we've disacknowledged them. Since they are not in order of divine order, we've disacknowledged them. It's that simple, it's that easy. It's really that simple, it's really that easy. Since they are not purposeful in God's divine world, in God's order, then we do not acknowledge them, we do not recognize them as our own. And I think that's really the reality here of why they're trying to siphon people's recognition, is that they're trying to siphon people's recognition because they're unrecognizable by God's eyes, period. They are not God's children, they are not chosen, period. What else is here? Emperor. That's it. What else is here? I think that's all that we have to do a reading on today. And I'm pretty sure I've already done a reading like this before in the past. If you go to my YouTube channel, you will literally see a reading called Undelivered for a Reason. That's what this reading refers to. So if you want to find out deeper information about it, right, past energy, you'll see it in my tarot video. See? Enlightenment, you'll literally see it in the video called Undelivered for a Reason in my YouTube, okay? Check out my YouTube channel and check out the video Undelivered for a Reason, okay? That's the video that this is going to talk about, okay? This reading or whatever it's talking about. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Bye!